Hi, I'm George Osborne and I'm at the App Promotion Summit Berlin, and I'm joined by Tom from Wooga. Hi Tom, how's things?
Hi George, fine, absolutely wonderful. That's really great event here today.
Oh, that's really good to hear. So could you tell us what you do at Wooga?
I'm the ASO manager, or App Store Optmization manager. And day to day I do things like review mining, keyword analysis, keyword generation, and apply and support our development teams to basically take their great products and make them as visible as possible.
That's really interesting. You mentioned review mining there. You were talking about that earlier today at the conference. I like the way you're thinking on that front. But so could you just describe to us what review mining actually is?
Review mining is, in very simple terms, listening to users, which is something that I don't think we as an industry do very much. And it's about, on a basic level, looking at reviews and looking at the high frequency keywords, the language that the users use, and then implementing that in either our development or our keyword generation, or using that to understand our failures, or it can be used for a number of ways.
Yeah, I think you're hinting at it there, but so why is it an important technique for an app marketer to use, I guess?
Well, one thing that I have many years of sales copywriting experience, and one of the first things that you learn in sales copy is that to effectively market, to effectively sell to people, you really should be using the language that they're using. And review mining gives us a really good way of accessing that vocabulary and the words that our users use when they're talking about positivity or negativity.
So how does someone go about setting up their review mining efforts?
The first place to start is a cup of coffee and a couple of hours in front of your reviews, and reading them for qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. So you can sit down and you can record using Control F or an Excel sheet what those highest quantity keywords are, and then work from there basically.
Yeah, and so what happens though? I mean, that's a good way of starting, but say for example someone's watching and one of their apps maybe has thousands of reviews, or maybe they have 10 apps with 100 reviews each. You know, how can you go about maybe sort of speeding the process up?
Yeah, well, there's two main ways really. The first is to develop your own tool, which, depending on your situation, if you're a developer, you may be able to develop something really effective really cheaply. If you're not a developer, you may find it more expensive and more difficult to create your own. And those tools can fit your purposes exactly. The other option is to avail of the services of a company like App Annie or Mobile Dev HQ, Sensor Tower, those kind of analytics companies that all have some kind of review analytics tool. Some are better than others, but generally the more expensive ones are incredibly robust and will be able to show you everything you need to know and more at a glance. And you'll also be getting people that can make sense of that data for you. So you'll be getting dedicated App Store Optimization managers as well. The downside to that is that, again, it can be very expensive to create.
Yeah, that's some fantastic advice on review mining. There's just one last question. I was wondering, is there a trend that you think is going to be really important in 2015?
I think perhaps not 2014, but in the next couple of years, I think sentiment analysis and brand image are going to be significantly more important. Already, around 60% of all search is brand search, so it's people searching for Facebook or Candy Crush, etc. And that kind of brand building is going to become increasingly important to app developers and publishers, I think.
Okay, well that's absolutely fantastic, and thank you very much for joining us, Tom.
No problem. Thank you.